What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. Today we're doing a build on Gauss. A frame I actually haven't made a build on in a long time. I just don't play him very much because he's so good it feels unfair. And it just makes other frames not feel as powerful, unfortunately. So we'll be going over Gauss today with full Archon shards and with Helminth. And we'll be talking about like weapon synergies, what you can use this build for. The idea of this build is basically infinite energy, big numbers, big damage numbers, big fire rate, big reload speed, AOE nuking that is viable on Steel Path, and like big damage reduction and permanent shield gate as well. Does that sound good to you? Oh, also really, really fast moving around too. So before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also check out the live stream channel. We will be live later tonight with some more Warframe, and we do lots of Warframe live streams there, testing out stuff, opening up Forma, or opening up relics for Forma probably, and things of that nature. Also, the poll yesterday, the results were next Umbra Forma goes on Nezha Prime. So maybe expect a Nezha Prime video next week as well. Alright, so Gauss. He's got a lot of stuff going on with his abilities, but the first thing I want to let you know is that he has 4 good abilities. So picking an ability to Helminth off is not the easiest decision. I've decided to Helminth off his first ability, which is usually basically a rush forward. I think it's called Mock Rush, and just makes you really fast. It makes you build some of his meter. If you see this little meter on the side over here, that's his battery level. As that battery level goes up, you will get into the red line at the top of this battery. The battery will not go above that unless you cast his 4th ability. Once you cast his 4th ability, it basically unlocks the final part of his battery, where the good the good stuff can start happening. If you want to build the meter faster, just basically sprint faster. Sprint speed mods will make you move faster. I think it's every 2 meters, gives him like 1% battery level or something. You can also cast, he has 2 different versions of his 3rd ability, Thermal Sunder. The cold version will actually build up your meter, a little bit like 10% I think it is, and the heat version will drain your meter. So you want to be using the cold version to build up the meter, even though heat damage is better most of the time. Additionally, his 2nd ability, Kinetic Siphon, I think it's called, Kinetic Plating, is going to make it where you take less damage, and also you can get energy whenever an enemy shoots you. Now that our battery is fully stacked up, we can use the cold version and the heat version of our 3rd ability, Thermal Sunder, to fully armor strip enemies. Keep in mind, it does not normally do that unless you have that full battery meter, like I said. And, you know, very easily just killing these guys, no problem. We decided to go with the Nourish Helminth ability, as it is one of the strongest Helminth abilities in the game right now, and until they nerf it, I'm going to keep using it, to be honest. So the synergy that we have now is we have full armor strip, we have full, big viral damage from Nourish, and we've also got massive, massive weapon buffs. His 4th ability, Redline, gives fire rate buffs, reload speed buffs, I think it's like casting speed buffs too. So, yeah, and also, he has a lot of stuff going on with his abilities, so bear with me here. His 2nd ability, Kinetic Plating, whenever you get shot, you get some energy back. That energy you get back is going to be, increased by Nourish, so it's basically just infinite energy if you get shot once. And since the enemies are going to get stunned when they shoot you, you're going to be nice and safe. As you see right there, these enemies can do basically nothing to me right now. But the one problem is building that battery meter in the first place. If you want to use his abilities to like do other stuff besides just build the battery meter, you're going to be draining it using the heat abilities. So, yeah. Also, his second ability also does buff melee weapons, but this is not a melee playstyle. One of the stats you really want on Gauss is going to be duration. Basically, the longer duration you have, the higher potential battery you can have and like buffs you can get. So the highest attack speed buff we can get with this at 100% battery is 96%, 120% reload speed, 120% casting speed, and 179% fire rate too. Other things that are, influenced by duration here, Nourish has a very low base duration. We go with Nourish here. Like I said, 43-second duration with this build. And we got Kinetic Plating lasting for 71 seconds. Kinetic Plating is very easy to recast, doesn't matter. It's mostly just duration for the red line. Going to let you have a max battery level for much longer than if you had a lower battery level. But here's also another thing. It's kind of like you have to decide what area you want to be at, because higher duration means it takes longer to build the battery to full meter. But if you're moving really fast, using the things we're showing in the video, it doesn't take that long. As far as Archon shards here, we've got full duration Archon shards. I've got 2 Tau duration shards, giving us 30% duration from those 2, and then the other 3 normal shards, giving us 30 more duration. We're at 60% extra duration just from shards alone. Going over the build, there might be a couple things here that look kind of weird to you, but don't worry, we'll go over it. This is a Nourish build, so you want lots of strength, and this is a Gauss build, so you want lots of duration. We've gone for as much range as I can reasonably fit on here without totally ruining our strength level. We're at 243% strength, 175% range, 239% duration, and 45% efficiency. That 45% efficiency will let us fully shield gate while casting Thermal Sunder or Nourish, because we have not only multiple auger mods on our actual Gauss build, but this build is going to definitely want you to be running any pistol with 2 auger mods on it as well. With this much auger mod, you will be able to fully shield gate with no brief respite using Thermal Sunder, which we use it a lot to build meter and to like nuke enemies down in armor strip, but it's also our best shield getting tool as well, so keep that in mind. Alright, so as far as what we have on here, besides just strength, range, and duration, we've got Combat Discipline. Every time we get a kill, we will take 2 damage, and it will also technically heal our allies. This is a low rank combat discipline. Why am I running a low rank aura mod here? Because since we're not modding for health hit points, a max rank combat discipline is 10 damage to yourself on kill. If you kill 30 enemies before you regen health, you're dead. So we went with a lower rank combat discipline, which only take 2 damage per kill, so we can kill 150 enemies before we have to heal before we die. Feeding into that, why are we wanting to take damage after we get a kill on enemies? Because Nourish viral AOE attack actually is going to be going off when you get a kill with Combat Discipline. So every time you get a kill, 21 meter viral AOE for 607 damage. Funny enough, that AOE is the exact same size as Thermal Sunder. So we're doing viral, heat, cold damage all the time, everywhere. Well, maybe not all the time, but every time we're casting this ability, there's likely going to be an enemy dying. We're doing viral AOE. It's going to feed into this, giving the heat more damage, etc., etc. If they're armor stripped, they're basically already dead at that point. They're armor stripped and viral procced. Vigilante Pursuit is going to make it where you get a chance to get increased crits, going from like yellow crit to orange crit to red crit, etc., etc. This definitely, if you want to maybe put more form on him or something, you could put a different Exilus mod. I'd probably recommend Rush, which gives you increased sprint speed, making it so you can build your meter faster. It's all about building that meter faster on Gauss. Additionally, since we are running combos when taking damage, we have Arcanes that trigger off of damage onto our health. We have Arcane Avenger, giving us 45% increased crit chance on all weapons when it procs, and it procs quite often with this since we're killing lots of enemies. It's a high kill environment kind of build. And also, since we're taking so much damage, we have Gauss has no built-in way of healing. We're using Arcane Grace. It might look really goofy, but after lots of testing, this actually ended up being one of the best things to use. Unfortunately, the footage I have is not going to be showing this, so it does technically work without Arcane Grace. But yeah, we're going over Arcane Grace will let you regen back that health from combo discipline death. If you're killing enemies really fast, you might actually need it. So you don't need Prime Sure-Footed on Gauss. The second ability, it's got so many things to it. You don't need Prime Sure-Footed if you're playing Gauss because second ability is Prime Sure-Footed basically. It prevents staggers for you. So don't worry if you don't have that. In this footage right now, you're seeing it with Molt Augmented instead of Arcane Grace. So yeah, a little bit less health regen. Actually, literally no health regen. You're getting health regen from the Panzer Volpaphyla and nothing else. But let's move on to the next setup here. We've also got Rolling Guard technically too, just because, lol, you need Rolling Guard if you're playing super high level stuff, in my opinion. Let's go over the sprint speed increases that we're getting from other sources. Now, I didn't actually put Amalgam Serration on my primary because I just wanted to go for maximum damage. But if you do want to increase your sprint speed and you're playing Gauss and you think, I don't need all these mods on here, you can put on Amalgam Serration, which will give you increased sprint speed by 25%, make it so you build that meter faster. The big thing we're going for here is actually going to be on the Praetos. The Praetos is a pretty good melee weapon, honestly, but we're just using it as a speed stat stick right now. The Incarnon evolutions you can choose from, one of them is increased sprint speed, increased slide, other one's increased parkour velocity, just mostly about that increased sprint speed. If you threw an Amalgam Serration with that as well, you're going to be moving really fast. Let's just quickly show how fast that can be in the Simulacrum. So we got a total, I think, of like 45% increased sprint speed right now between Praetos and Amalgam Serration. There you go. Let's get our red line going there. Look at how fast that meter's going up. So very nice, for moving from target to target. That's another thing. Having mock crash still on here will give you a good chunk of meter as well. So you don't really need to mod him with a Helminth ability, but this build is going to be using a Helminth ability, and it's very, very effective. So yeah, as far as the Praetos build, I was using speed stat stick, but honestly, like a normal build would have been totally fine. There's no reason not to run a normal build for this. if you want to like go down the melee killing route for some reason. So as far as the Brahma, we were just using a corrosive Brahma as it is. As we are using Nourish, it becomes viral and corrosive, very good against most enemies, but you could even just go with like Toxin, like I was showing in the Frost video the other day, or not even run HM, just whatever you feel like, honestly, guys. Just don't run viral unless you want big viral, even more big viral, because Nourish will give you viral already. That's basically it for the setup. Let's talk about a little bit of synergy here and what other weapons you could run on Gauss. As you know, he does give a massive reload buff, so he has lots of choices for weapons he can run. Weapons that usually have like unusable fielding reload speed are definitely viable weapons on Gauss. So I did do some testing with the Kuva Tonkor, which basically just makes the Kuva Tonkor full auto. So Kuva Tonkor very good on Gauss. The Kuva Tsar always been good on Gauss. It's a little bit more annoying ammo-wise than the Tonkor. It's a little bit more annoying ammo-wise than the Brahma, even in my opinion, because you have to reload your weapon until you can start picking up more ammo. If you use the Tsar, that 5 ammo you have in the magazine, once you expend it, it's like, okay, now I need to reload this before I can start picking up more ammo. So I don't like the Tsar as much nowadays, even though it has nice sound effects and all that. So as you can see right here, I can easily shield gate at Rolling Guard. I cast Thermal Sunder, full shield gate, and we're good. And sorry about that sponsor thing on the screen. Very powerful build. There you go, right there. If you don't have your second ability active, you will get knocked over. That's where having no Prime Sure-Footed is, you know, a little bit annoying to me as a person that always uses Prime Sure-Footed, but it is what it is. So very powerful build for the Steel Path. It can actually nuke down Steel Path Grenadier too, like I was showing in the Simulacrum. See if I can find a clip of that in here. We were watching a video about Steven Seagal. I can't find the clip, but basically, yeah, something like this. You could just nuke down Steel Path enemies with his Thermal Sunder combo and with Nourish. Those viral procs stack into each other, and it's really, really nice. If you guys want to see more of that testing, feel free to go check out the live stream channel. And that's basically it. You know, let me know, okay, what do you guys think? I made the build basically entirely focused around Thermal Sunder, his 4, and Nourish. But I definitely could have gone down a different route and made it a build that uses Mach Rush to build the meter quicker, to move from pack to pack of enemies quicker, etc., etc. Because it is a really good ability and it's very nice for building the meter. But you know, if you want to Helminth off something, you have to pick something. So let me know what you guys would have done if you would have changed it or anything like that. I'm very happy with the build. And the big thing about that Arcane Grace, Arcane Avenger thing is just we're taking so much damage. We want to be doing that viral AOE constantly, so we are going to be running Combat Discipline at the rank 1 or rank unranked. Wouldn't let us fit on an Exilus mod. I know it's a weak-looking Exilus mod. You could rank if you are like feeling like you're lucky. You could rank it up some more if you really want to. As you can see, I have every rank Combat Discipline on my account just for specific situations. Funny enough, this one felt like it was too much drain to me. But if you were to run a higher rank Combat Discipline, you could maybe rank up your Vigilante Pursuit. You can rank up, you can maybe even put on Rush on there for more sprint speed. It's up to you. It's going to be up to your personal preference of what you think you're comfortable with. So that's it, guys. I'll see you next time, and I appreciate all the support. Take it easy. Peace.